All right, ladies. So my name is Angel Hicks. I am the CEO and founder of Evolve Women's Network, and you are on our Nashville call this morning where we are going to be talking about fighting through the fear. How many of you in this room or watching this video have had to fight through some kind of fear to make it on the other side? Whatever it is. Yeah, okay, thank you. All right, so it's not just me. When I first started networking, and some of you may know this about me already, when I first started networking, I would not even speak in the room. I was a very shy wallflower introvert, and it probably took me until the fourth time I went to a meeting to actually say my name and explain sort of what I do. I was terrified to speak in front of a room of strangers. Does anybody resonate with that? Just show of hands. Anybody like, oh my gosh, that freaked me out? No, just me. Okay, cool. So, but I knew that it was the best thing for me at the time to step outside of my comfort zone and learn how to speak in front of strangers. So it started with that little 30-second commercial, 1-minute commercial that, pardon me, then it went to standing up in front of people and presenting a meeting, and then it went to presenting workshops, and then it went to, presenting 4 or 5 workshops a month, and just kind of progress from there. So I'm going to talk about kind of my steps when I'm feeling afraid to do something, kind of what steps I take to fight through that fear. And then we're going to talk at the end kind of what you do to fight through your fear. So the first thing that I do is imagine how I'm going to feel when I'm done. So I sit and I think, and I close my eyes and I think, okay, when this presentation is done and I've shared the knowledge that these people have asked me to share, how am I going to feel about that when I'm done? Is it worth it to me to get to that feeling at the end where I've accomplished what I came to accomplish? Because prior to getting to that point, it's all stress, right? You're like stressed out because you don't know if you're going to say the right thing. What if it doesn't land, right? Like, what if they don't laugh at my jokes? That's a nightmare. Okay, so how are you going to feel when you're done with it all? And try to just sit in that elation and that exuberance and that excitement and pump yourself up to know that when this is over, it's all going to be worth it, because then you're one step closer to doing it again and doing it again and doing it again. Now I'm going to use an example. So Cindy Garlock is on this call today, and Cindy had I guess it was a contest or something to do 77 videos in 77 days, I think. And she talked about fighting through the fear and just doing it anyway. And so I love that, just imagining like when you're done with that 77 days of those videos, how are you going to feel? Probably a lot less stressed on doing a video. Okay, so the second thing is prepare. Okay, prepare your mind. This is how I'm going to feel, right? This is what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. Prepare your body, stretch, dance. I'm a big dancer before I do anything. Okay, before I present, before I do anything, I'm singing, I'm dancing. That's how I kind of prepare myself. Your spirit, if you are a prayerful person, faith-based, or you want to put out into manifesting into the universe, whatever your base is, talking out loud to God, to the universe, and just putting it out there. I'm going to have a successful meeting. I'm not going to stumble on my words. I know what I'm doing. I'm good at what I do. And people need to know my value, or need to know what I have to offer. And then knowledge, of course, knowing what you're talking about. Okay, super important to know what you're talking about. And knowing what you're bringing to the table and what they're asking of you. The next one is practice, rehearse. Just like, and I hate to use Cindy again, sorry Cindy, but Cindy was just talking about a presentation she has to do. She rehearsed it first, realized it wasn't going to work, and had to revamp the whole thing. So rehearse, and record your rehearsing. Record yourself on what you're going to say, so that at the end of that, you can look at it and say, oh, that's not that bad. Oh, wait, I forgot to mention this thing. I want to make sure that that goes in. Okay, so that in your mind, while you're doing it, you can see yourself doing it, right? The last tip is just do it. Just do it. I always say, if you have an opportunity to do something, whatever that thing is, it's either a hell yes, I'm in, or it's a no, thank you, not at this time. So recently, last spring, I was nominated to be Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's Woman of the Year. Okay. It is a huge undertaking. And I was so like tempted to say, yes, I want to be Woman of the Year. I can do that. But unfortunately, it was something that was not a hell yes for me. And so I had to decline that opportunity. It would have been an amazing opportunity to get myself out there and, whatever. But for me, it was just too time consuming on where I was going with my business. So know your worth. How much is your time worth? Know your topic and know you can do it. And once you get past that point and you fight through that fear, do it afraid. Next time it's going to be less scary, and then less scary, and then less scary. And when I get on that TEDx stage someday in my lifetime, before I die, I will be on a TEDx stage, and I'm going to be afraid and I'm going to freak out, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I'm going to practice. I'm going to know what it's going to feel. I already know what it's going to feel like. I've already imagined what it's going to feel like. So somewhere out there is a millionaire who invented the noodle. You can do your thing. Whatever that thing is, you can do your thing, okay? Millionaire who created a noodle that you float on. All right, so here's the breakout questions. Ready? What is one thing you've done that you were first afraid to do? And for me, that was a 15-second commercial. What is one thing you would like to accomplish but are afraid to do? And how would you like to improve, and how can we help you get through that? So in this breakout session, I want to talk about the fear, how you work through the fear, and just do it doesn't work for everybody. So if that doesn't work for you, help the ladies in your group just come up with some action steps that you can work through that fear, and however that is. I have a coach in every room. So you should be able to work through this. We're going to have 20 minutes together. Any questions, comments about what we just covered? No? Everybody feel good?
You're going to put the questions in the chat box?
Yes. Okay.